Hello guys and welcome to the new format of my compound series. This episode will cover the compound named Fort Bolden. The compound is located in the bottom left of the new map and is split in two sections. Let's start talking about the wooden wall surrounding the compound entirely. I will take in exam the wall and the area below it. The first thing you have to learn about the wall is that no section of this wood is bulletproof. Long ammo on FMJ will penetrate it with no problems. The only bulletproof elements on the wall will be these rifles. If directly hit, they won't let any bullet pass. Another important element is that you have zero cover from all the compounds surrounding this one. If you are on top of the walls, you are always in danger, so you need to plan your moves carefully. Even the roof will let yellow ammo and FMJ go through. If you get shot, get behind these rifles and cross your fingers. Around the wall there will be some secondary buildings like this one that will allow you to attack or defend the compound. Using the staircase to get an angle on the boss lair can be a good idea, but you can get shot virtually from everywhere. Also be careful because I died more than once to someone just chilling here in this corner. Make sure you check it. It's time to talk about the area below the walls, starting from the suicide elevator. Also, the elevator is in the same room of the generator. I call it suicide elevator because it takes 10 seconds to get up and the elevator is very loud. People literally can come from the other side of the compound and still kill you on the way up. Highly not recommended if you are approaching the boss lair. Moving on, we can observe a small barn that will provide you with zero cover because the walls are all made out of wood. This is another secondary building, very open and very tricky. I personally wouldn't recommend going inside at all because it's too easy to camp the ladder. The connecting area to the secondary section is very open and is also very easy to close because of this massive oil puddle. There is a secondary building too, but the most important angle here is this one. Nasty angle on the tower. The fire is not only loud as hell, but is also bulletproof. This happens because there is not only wood burning, but also metal cages with bodies inside that you can't pierce with anything else than a nitro, and even with a nitro you will have some difficulties. Also, it's impossible not to notice the attention to details from Crytek. Of course guys, this is getting patched. Moving in the big section, we find another building that, like the others, offers little or no covers. It's a very open environment with only this bed to check the angles in a decently safe way. The next and last secondary building is the one we already saw. The ground floor is pretty simple, but we'll talk about this building later on. After we inspected the surroundings, it's time for the boss lair. The boss lair is very big and it deserves to be inspected from the inside out. Starting from this cart right here. This cart angle is a bit tricky because it's great to see the inside, but it's very easy to get shot when you are checking the inside too. Don't get too close and see what you can do. On the outside we can notice the long wooden balcony that is entirely wall bangable from both above and below. But before we get up, we need to check if someone is sitting behind the sliding door. And we can do it by shooting these wooden planks. Even if you don't hit them, it's a good way to pressure the enemy. And keep in mind the sliding door has huge gaps and it's very easy to see outside. A better approach will be to go behind the cart and get at least visual cover. I say at least because this cart is entirely not bulletproof and is not a great spot to get pinched in. Moving on, we can see how many angles the enemies can have on us while we walk downstairs. The gap on the wall though do not offer any visibility, but you can still throw stuff in them, maybe killing someone down below it. One major thing to learn is also this. These planks share the same penetration values, and you can wallbang someone behind them without revealing yourself too much. Learn these angles and get an edge on the compound attackers. Especially this one is very cheesy, but it makes you trade mobility for a big sneaky factor. Very situational spot with high risk, high reward. Moving on, we can notice that on this side too we have a big balcony that is entirely wallbangable. And also the two cars that we have here, they offer little or no cover. You don't want to be pinched here at all. Especially behind this one, because yeah, it's bulletproof to yellow ammo, but FMJ will go through with no problem at all. Especially take care of this angle, because even compact ammo will go through. Now it's time to get on top and learn the possible dangerous angles, like this window here. If you are a fan of the crouch key, you will surely get killed by the guy holding the window. It will be good before using this pad to throw some consumable and see if anyone moves. If you survive the window, you need to take care of this other angle, the staircase, probably the most dangerous one. But the danger of walking here can also come from as far as 400 meters. Try not to push this balcony too slow or you will surely pay the price. This door is a simple door but very hard to breach because of the angles to defend it. Not a great pushing option. Before we get into the boss later, I want to show you a spot that can save your life and give an edge to your team. You can jump on the balcony if someone is chasing you, and you can also open the window for your teammate that will have a clear shot on the guy behind it. Or you can close it at the right moments, for example when an enemy is nading outside, getting him killed. It's time to get inside the boss lair and admire the safest room in the whole compound. Those cabinets are completely bulletproof. The main angles to check when you push from here are these two, one left and one right. I suggest you check them before you get inside, maybe asking your teammate to open the door. Moving in the middle room, you can see a very open space with a sliding metal door. Keep in mind the floor is perfectly wall-bangable from above and below. Moving left, we have the main sliding door and the wall gaps that we mentioned before, great to defend and attack. Observing the door, I've noticed a tiny gap on the left. If we don't go in iron sight, the gap will reveal itself, allowing you to wallbang whoever stands behind it. It will take some practice, but it's a very cheesy spot. Moving on the left, we have the cart room full of boxes. You can open the boxes to get a different angle on the doorway. On both sides, you will have similar spot, and that spot will give you a small advantage. But the most important spot is obviously the cart. From here you can easily see the main entrance and the top of the wall. Mastering this spot will surely give you an edge on whoever doesn't know about it. Make sure you learn it before everybody else does. This staircase is dangerous not only for the attackers but also for the defenders. The multitude of angles you can have on the outside are the same angles that will allow anyone outside to shoot at you. And you should also take care of the window while you defend the staircase, because if you go too further in the back, you can easily get shot from two corners, even if you have a great visibility on the balcony and the wall sections. So take care you're not too far back. This small room also hides two great angles. If you go on top of the chair, you can get a safer angle on the balcony and the wall. You can also go on the other chair for a different angle and quickly jump from one chair to the other. This spot is really worth learning. This window is very unsafe and you should never pick it for too long. Unfortunately, Crytek made this roof solid and we can't throw anything from this angle, but we can use the other ones with no problem. The middle section of the first floor is very open and requires a bit of knowledge to be mastered, and the first thing to master is the sliding doors area. From here it's very easy to defend the spot, but you have an open window on the left that will make your life harder. Also, these boxes are curiously bulletproof to long ammo. If you need cover, you can use them with no problems. The very edge is of course not bulletproof, but maybe your enemies doesn't know. Right behind the boxes is the window we showed before, a very dangerous one that is very risky to pick for the reason I told you earlier. The best way to deal with the window is to keep it closed and go on top of the table, where the enemies in the front will have no visibility on you. Pretty nasty angle, even better if you have a sniper. This one is one of the most dangerous areas of the compound. I don't see any good reason for coming up here at all. Even now, recording the video, I was kinda scared. The last room of the boss lair is a dorm room. Lots of wooden beds that offer no cover, but it's important to notice the gap on the wall that will allow you to throw consumables at the people on the other side without exposing yourself. The last window of the boss lair is probably the worst. You can break the glass, but you can't close it. And the staircase right next to it is the last spot you have to master. You can easily hold an angle here, but even better than holding the angle is throwing consumables from this wall gap. Also, don't forget to keep this hole always trapped, because I've seen a lot of people sneaking in from here, so make sure you always close it. Before we close the video, I wanted to show you why this secondary building is so important. This hole is probably one of the best ways to attack this compound, and if you get in, you have very good angles on the boss lair. Worth noticing is also this little fisherman's house that can be used as briefing spot while your team is organizing a push, and who knows, maybe you'll get lucky with the money pouches. And we reach again the end of the video, guys. I hope you liked the new format, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and share the video with your fellow hunters. I will see you guys on Twitch at the link in the description. Bye, and don't bother Bob Ross while he's painting.